situationally?
It was a New Year's Eve gig at the ritzy country club in Pinehurst.
Sure.
And started playing, we had a good sized PA, 4-piece band. We started playing just like any other band would do. And this old guy who ran the whole thing, he must have been like 85 years old.
Right.
Comes up and he's extremely harsh. And he makes us stop in the middle of the song just to show everybody that he's got control.
Right.
And then makes us turn down right there in front of everybody. So we started playing again, and then he came up and still said it was too loud and did it again and made it stop. And so we turned the PA speakers off, turned the floor monitors around, and played with just 2 floor monitors, Josh, pointing at the tables. And he came up, and Richard Gates playing drums on this, Danny Young playing guitar, Bill Joyner playing keyboards and guitar, I'm playing bass. And so he comes up the third time after we're playing so quiet that we're just playing through 2 floor monitors, and says he's really mad this time. And he makes us turn down again. And so Bill and Danny, who were booked the thing and pretty much in charge, are about to lose it and trying to figure out how can we get through. It's a very well-paying New Year's Eve gig.
It's lucrative.
So
he's why you're doing it.
Right, and he's trying. You can see it on their face. They're trying to figure out how not to just cuss this guy out so we can get paid, and how can we play any quieter. So they tell me, the bass player, and Richard Gates, the drummer, Bill says, look, y'all just go sit down in the dressing room. And we're like, what? Yeah, y'all just go sit down in the dressing room. I'm going to break out my acoustic guitar, and Danny's going to turn down real quiet, and we're going to do the rest of the set acoustic, right? And then, and he's telling me this like this, right? And to me where they can't hear. And he says, hopefully, if we do an hour of that, this old man will go home, and then we can bring the band back.
Right.
And it worked, and they played, and he was happy. And me and Richard are sitting there making big money, drinking free beer that they put in the dressing room, and listening to those guys play in the next room. And so, in one way, it was the worst gig we ever played, and in one way, it was the best gig, because we were sitting there drinking beer and getting paid for doing nothing. And so we played like half of a set, and then they played for the rest of the time, and then we came back and played a short last set, and that's all that me and the drummer played that night. So really it was a very aggravating, disappointing gig, because you don't come not to play, you come to play. You know. So, but we got paid, and we laughed it off after we left. But it was not fun while we were doing it. It was very frustrating, and he was extremely harsh and rude, and a little teeny old skinny man, and so part of you just wanted to bark back at him.
But, a little bit.
But all of us were completely holding our tongue. And yes, sir, okay, we'll turn it down, and rolling our eyes at each other like, can you believe what we got ourselves into here? You know. Another horrible one was sometimes you get booked as the wrong thing in the wrong place. And years ago, I played with Jimmy Herring in this completely instrumental jazz fusion band, and the drummer was going to school at Pembroke, and they were having this student thing in the recreational center on Saturday. So John, the drummer that was at Pembroke, talked to people that let us play. I don't know what it was, Josh, that he told them that we played, right? But we get there and we're playing all instrumental jazz fusion, and there's a big sign on the front of the student rec hall that says, the name of the band was Paradox, and this big green sign says, disco tonight with Paradox. And so we're going in there to set up, like, John, what's going on with the disco tonight sign? I don't know.
Some sideways promoting happened on this particular venue.
So we started playing this instrumental music, and they're flipping out, and they make us stop and say, "Can y'all play something we can dance to? This is supposed to be a dance party. I thought y'all did disco." And I'm looking at G. Harry laughing like, "What in the hell have we got ourselves into?" So John just started playing some disco beat, you know, that and we started, the bass player, I wasn't even up there, we had two bass players. At that time, the other bass player was up there, and he started doing the disco, right? And Jimmy's looking at him like, "I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to play disco."
I dare not. I dare not.
And so they kept playing that, and then Jimmy played something to it for a few minutes and put his guitar down. And then basically they were really mad, and we had to pack up and leave.
Some people get offended sometimes, unfortunately.
And I'll never forget that. Disco Tonight with Paradox. There you go. That's my two worst gigs.